Now, I know that every single person in this room has been through the highs as well as the lows in life. But nothing to me describes the highs or the lows better than Polo G's album Die a Legend that debuted on June 7th, 2019. So today, I will be talking about the highs and the lows of the album, as well as the honesty and the pain inside the album, which you will hear in his voice. So first off, I'm going to start with the highs and the lows of the album. Well, first of all, we'll start with a song called Deep Wounds by Polo G. And in the song, he says, "My soul posted in the shadow with some dark demons." In this verse, he's talking about drug use, being with his gang. Those were his low points of life, okay? Now, later in the song, he says, "If I could still be with my brothers, I would give all the money and the fame up." So now he has all the money and the fame, but he lost people along the way, the highs and the lows. So he lost people on the way, lows, and he gets people, and he gets the money and the fame. That's the high, okay? Now, next I will be talking to you about the honesty and pain inside his music. So he grew up in Chicago on the 1300 block. That's how he is. So in this album, he talks about that multiple times. And so one song particularly is called Finer Things. And the very first verse of this song says, hard-headed, I grew up resilient. There weren't no heroes, so we looked up to the villains. Basically what this line is saying is, hard-headed, I grew up resilient. If you don't know what resilient means, that's just being able to get out of tough situations, okay? Which is a very strong thing to say for him because where he grew up. Now, then he says, there weren't any heroes, so we looked up to the villains. Around where he lives, there isn't going to be any cops, any patrol like that, okay? And the villains are maybe older siblings, maybe people on the block that are into gang violence and all that stuff. So that's what he was looking up to. Whereas we would look up to something like law enforcement. So those verses just, they seep deep into your soul, and like it hits you, like it makes me emotional when I hear it. And then the pain. In one of his songs, he introduces it with his little sister. It's actually an ad lib, and it's used very well and effectively into the melody. It starts off with a nursery rhyme, and she's actually in the nursery rhyme. So what it's trying to do is use pathos, get you in an emotional side. And he starts talking about his fame and where he came from, how he's in jail, how he came out. And what this is doing is it's starting him off with the lows and then showing where he gets to. So I think it does a good job of delivering a point of that you just got to keep pushing through the situation that you're in. Because had he not gone through that situation, he wouldn't be a millionaire right now. He wouldn't have been blown up, he wouldn't be making music. So that's just one thing. And then in his latest release, or a song on the album, it's called Heartless, and he says, happiness and depression, I'm stuck inside the middle. So basically what he's saying is he has this depression from his past, but also this happiness from the present, where he can move on with things, do better things in life. So I think what he's trying to get across here is just that whatever you're going through, you just got to keep going. So I think that emotionally it just hits people because, any situation that they think they're bad at or they think they're in that's bad, they know that they have a way to get out. That is what he is saying with all of his songs. And that's what makes it so great. So, for the summary, Polo G's album is quite gut-wrenching. When you understand the pain in his voice, as well as the gratitude he shows for being able to survive his block, the 1300, in Chicago, he shows the lows of growing up in the hood, as well as the highs when you have blown up and got fame and become over a millionaire, as well as expressing many close ones that he lost along the way. Overall, the album speaks to you and gives you the vibe that anything can happen no matter the place, time, or moment. My thoughts is that this album should be listened to for a long time, and it is no shortage of horrific explanations of what goes on in a place in the world at any time. Thank you.